It's the I Can't Mom Today podcast with Heather, the new mom, and Vera, the seasoned mom. I Can't Mom Today.
Hey, this is Vera and Heather back again with another episode of I Can't Mom Today podcast.
Hello, Heather.
Whoa.
That was funny.
I just got so into it. Like, it just choked me up.
I was going to apologize because I feel... There it is.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, y'all. Thanks. It's cold season.
Oh my gosh.
Apparently. Yeah, and I've got the cold that won't go away. So, yeah, so I'm a little stuffy.
The cold that never ends.
Right? I'm way better than I was a couple weeks ago, but still... Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm a little bit stuffy. So I apologize in advance.
We're actually recording today, so that's a good thing. That's a start.
Yeah, so the little recorder button is up.
It says recording.
Recording. Good. Okay, good. Yeah. Because we did an entire podcast where...
it was obviously the best one yet. So perfect.
It was the most perfectest podcast ever.
Yeah.
And Heather didn't record it. It's all your fault.
It was Monday at 6 a.m. So
yeah.
I don't want to hear it.
No, it's okay. It happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
So we're recording this one.
We're going to recreate a little bit of the magic. we may not be able
to. Is that what it is?
As well as we did the first time, but we're going to do our best.
Yes, absolutely.
So the question I posed to Vera was that I moved into a new house and we are adamant about making friends, like making neighbor friends, because since I've lived in Denver, there's been one place I've made two friends, and I don't even talk to them anymore, but I follow them
in the neighborhood.
Yeah. And it was an apartment complex, so it was a little bit easier to make friends because it was small and there was a little courtyard. We've been in the house for 2 weeks now, almost, and we have met one neighbor, and that was Brad is the only one that met him. And he's like BFF with the previous owners. So awkward.
Yeah, just a little bit. You're like, can I be as cool as the previous owners?
I mean, there's no doubt in my mind I can be. It's just how tight is the bond with everybody else in the neighborhood with the previous owners, and how do we get past that? And how do we meet people? Because I'm not good at it, obviously. Like when we were kids, we grew up in a neighborhood that was... my grandparents lived in for a year, so they knew everybody, and it's just
that made it easy.
Yeah, and when we moved to Florida, it just didn't. We didn't really know our neighbors. My mom befriended the person across the street, which is a little old lady, and I think she knows some people here or there, but nothing crazy. But like, I want to do let's do cookouts and
Yeah. Well, do you know? Well, is there a homeowners association?
There is.
So you might want to go to that would be a suggestion is go to the meetings, but don't go to too many of them because then people complain about a bunch of stuff and then it gets you all caught up in the drama, and that we don't go to all of them. Yeah. Well, the other thing is too, is that, because I'm terrible at it. And actually, my husband, Jerry, is Heather, you know him, and he's never met a stranger, and he makes best friends in the bathroom. Yeah. And so luckily we've made friends with all of our, because we're at the end of a cul-de-sac. So
I don't have Jerry. I have Brad.
I know.
And Brad is a very keep your nose down, your nose clean, your head down. Let's keep pushing through.
Yeah, not like Jerry, where it's do squirrel.
Oh, I'm doing something. Yeah, exactly. No, Brad's I started this. I'm gonna need to get
see, but that's a very nice quality. Whereas,
oh God, yeah, I'm not complaining about it whatsoever. But it doesn't
not
make
social.
Her,
yeah.
And
Jerry
I am
super social.
I will within 2 months know probably most everything about the neighbors because we have a ring now.
Oh, really? You got a ring doorbell ring?
It came with the house.
Oh, okay.
But we have the ring doorbell, and then we have a ring security light.
Yeah.
And so, I can spy on everyone.
Oh, that's interesting.
I know.
I've thought about getting one.
It takes my Mrs. Kravitz to a next level.
Well, I thought about getting a ring just because because I want to get a new front door, first of all. That's going to be all glass, but I don't want it where people can see in.
So, like etched?
Yeah, or I could get it like tinted somehow so that I can see out and they can't see in. But then I thought, well, what if I get it like where it's etched or whatever so that nobody can see in or out and then get a ring. So that was one of the other things I thought about.
You know what they have now? They have ring peepholes.
Really?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's neat. It's neat. It hasn't become totally useful because I don't have time to sit there and watch it all day as much as I'd like to. But yeah,
that's pretty funny.
Yeah, it takes my.
I'd like to watch it all day.
It's the next level.
I'd like to watch my front door all day.
Yeah. Well, you know what? When it goes off all the time, like a leaf blows, and it's like activity at your front door, and I go into, I'm like, oh, what's going on? You know, just if I have time, and it's nothing. It'll literally be nothing. And
damn,
I'm like,
leaf.
So, because I want to see what the neighbors look like. Like, do they have kids? Like, that's all. These are all things I'm interested in.
Well, having a little kid does help. Like, you meet people because, especially now that Baker is walking and running around, and like, you know, get him, if he doesn't already have one, like a little bike, and then you can walk with him while he's riding his bike, and people will talk to you. And like, if you walk the dog, you meet people that way too. And that's one way to do it if you don't have a Jerry.
Yeah, I don't have Jerry.
I could ship Jerry over and just be like, here, you can use him. He'll make friends with everybody.
That'd be so smart. Yeah. Could you? I mean, obviously it has to be after football season, but it's almost over. So perfect.
There we go. Yes. TheOsceola.com.
We'll have a little.
I'm plugging his business. TheOsceola.com.
We'll have a man cave downstairs for him.
Yeah, perfect. Oh. And he can sit on the phone like he does, like a teenage girl, and talk for hours on the phone.
Yeah, and he doesn't have to worry about like seeing us until he needs to make neighbor friends.
Right. And then send him outside, and then he'll make friends with everybody. Perfect. But you did post this on our Facebook page.
I did, and our group got back to us.
Today. Yes, the I Can't Mom Today Facebook page. Do you want to read some of the
one person said maybe do something nice like shovel their sidewalk or bring over holiday treats. Our HOA just shovels our sidewalk for us.
Oh, that's rocks. No way.
No, for sure. I mean, we don't get much for our HOA, to be fair.
Yeah.
It shovels our sidewalk, it covers our trash, and it keeps like common areas beautiful.
How much are your HOAs? Do you mind if I ask?
$55.
Oh,
yeah, it's not a lot, but we don't pay a lot, but we also don't get a lot. So the other house we were looking at that we didn't like as much, it had a pool. It was $10 cheaper, and it had a pool and like activity center and.
Oh man,
yeah, but it's okay. It's okay. I'm not upset. I like this house better, so it's cool.
There you go. Well, the house is important. Yeah. But she's right. What she said is that, go do something nice, even bring them holiday treats.
But the thing with holiday treats is like, I know if somebody brought it over to our house, Brad would not eat it.
Because he's worried it was contaminated or something?
Yeah. Like what does their kitchen look like? What's their hygiene? I'm not even joking.
Again, Jerry would be like, oh, awesome cookies.
Oh God. Yeah.
Oh, well, okay. Well, you could bring them like prepackaged, like ones that you don't make yourself.
I could.
Yeah.
Or I could bring them like maybe an ornament. Maybe I can make a little ornament.
Oh, that's a cute idea. Yeah.
I'm like do like 2019 and like I can write that on there and then put the street name or something.
Yeah. Something cute like
our hood. But the thing is our street is it's a court, but it's very short. So there's like 8 houses on it. There's side streets, but on our main drag, like 8.
And you're on the main drag?
On our like street. It's like on our street, there's only like 8 houses. It's a very short street.
Huh.
Yeah. Because there's a green space on one side where I don't know if it's a protected green space or just somebody hasn't developed yet. So anyways, we're moving on.
Okay. Well, no, there were a couple of suggestions on there.
Yeah. One lady said, in my neighborhood, nobody except the people straight across the street stopped over to meet us. Their kids were good friends with the kids whose house we now occupy. They're all really young. So explaining that their friends don't live in our house anymore has been weird. Understandable. Like, where are the parents? Like, in that situation, did they just not address it? Like, we're just going to sweep this under the rug. They'll figure it out eventually. The new neighbors will discuss it. That's right. We're going to bring them treats.
That's pretty funny.
She said she'd advise just knocking in the adjacent doors and saying hi and leaving a slip of paper with your names and phone number and email so that it is easy for the neighbors to include you.
Yeah, no, totally. Well, and that's the thing too, is like, I have like, I'll text, like when I haven't been able to find my cat or my dog, my little Chihuahua Rudy, he's blind. And there was one day where he ran off and couldn't find him. So I texted, luckily the Rudy dude, luckily I had all my neighbors' numbers. So I was able to text all of them and say, hey, have you seen Rudy? So that was nice. So yeah, having you could be like, hey, we just moved in and here's our number in case you need anything. Or
my friends, when they moved in to their neighborhood, somebody came over with a binder and had everybody's house, the people who lived in the house and the numbers of the people in the house and email.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, awesome. But second of all, good God, man.
Could you imagine keeping up with that? Especially in this neighborhood, there's a lot of houses for sale because people are upgrading.
Yeah.
They got in on the ground floor. Now the, Denver area is just appreciate hand over fist.
Well, yeah, Tallahassee's like that too. They're literally houses. My mom's looking at a house in my neighborhood. I hope she moves in. That will be another podcast. Yeah. And she's like, you sure you want me in your neighborhood? I don't want to be up your butt. I'm like,
well,
no.
just don't. That's a good thing. Don't Just be conscious of should I go pop in on Vera? No.
Exactly. No. Yeah. And it's far enough away where she can walk, but anyway. So, but
is it that white and blue house that I love?
No, it's not that one.
That one's my favorite house.
Yeah. There's some really cool
obviously so it's yours. But yours is taken.
But it's occupied. But yeah, so but this neighborhood is kind of funny because there are people families, generations of people that live here and they stay here and they don't go anywhere. The kids move in, the sisters and the brothers move in, and so that's kind of what happens here. So anyway, so going back to what you're saying about your friend with the binder, I'm just I couldn't. That is obviously a highly organized person.
Yeah. Yeah, she's probably a stay-at-home mom, truthfully.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that in this area.
Well, that's great though.
No, but I'm just how the hell how in the hell do you afford living in this area on one salary?
Mom. Yeah. Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
It's just insanity. We could probably afford to do it if I lived in a 2-bedroom apartment in Yankeeville. I'm not even joking. That would be the only way we could afford it.
Yeah. No, it's funny how the world has changed to it's the only way you can live in a nice place is if you have 2 incomes.
Yeah.
Unless your spouse, husband or wife has a really high paying job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's insane. And they'll have 10 kids. I'm like, how where's this money tree that you,
right?
No, I'm not trying to be rude because it's not definitely not. It's just, I really don't get it. And I good for you for being able to do it, but I just don't get how you can.
Exactly. No, it's awesome. Well, my girlfriend that lives, I think it's in Cleveland, her husband's a pilot, so he makes some money. But
she lives in Cleveland too.
Yeah. And they have,
I gotta pop open my beer.
Nice yeah.
Just getting my sparkling water.
Is it La Croix?
Yeah, it is.
Or LaCroix?
Yeah, it's LaCroix.
Yeah, nobody knows how to pronounce it.
No, I think it's LaCroix. I think it's not supposed to be fancy.
It's not supposed to be Croix. It's just LaCroix.
Yeah. It's the key lime. Have you had that one?
I haven't had that one.
So good. So good.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You won't go back to another one.
Meanwhile, I have my Costco brand.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Costco had a brand.
Kirkland.
Oh,
That's
what? I know. Yeah, I know that, but I didn't know they have brand of soda water. Anyway.
Yeah, they do. I just bought it
digress.
yesterday. Sorry. Yeah. What do we call it? We have a term for that, how we do this. But yeah, it's grapefruit. It's okay. It's cheaper, but it's
I just don't like the
good.
grapefruit one. You need to try the key lime. You've got to try it. If you don't try it, I'll be super offended.
Okay.
It's the best. I mean, I'm not even joking. When people,
LaCroix.
yeah, people try and they're like, "Oh my god, this really is good." I'm like, "Girl, I know." I know. Even Baker likes it.
Really?
Mm-hmm. He'll be like, "Mommy, what?" I think he likes the bubbles on his tongue because he just sticks his tongue in the can. Oh yeah. Hello.
Sorry. Phone ringing. Sorry, I forgot to turn the ringer off.
Hello.
But yeah, I can't believe she's calling me this early in the morning. What the hell?
Who did?
It's my girlfriend that used to live next door that now lives down the street. Speaking of neighbors.
Wait, is it the doctor one? Those people?
No, no. She's the one that used to live in Olin's house.
Oh,
like in one of the apartments that he has.
Yeah, she has a house now?
No, she lives in an apartment
now,
but down the street. And I just saw her last night, so I don't know why she's calling me. I hope she's okay. Anyway.
And moving on.
Digression. But talk about neighbors. Like, I think, I met her because she, now that's a telemarketer. Sorry, I meant to turn the ringer off.
That's okay.
Jeez Louise.
We just like listening to your Apple phone
It's
ring.
a happy little ring. But yeah, so she lived, my neighbor has this, I'm explaining for people that don't know, my neighbor has this really big house. And at one point he was in dire straits because he was suing some people. Long story short, and he was in the right, but he was behind on money. So he was a contractor. And so he made a little apartment on the side of his house and she lived in it. So
he needs to come up here and like redo my living room.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he's awesome.
Yeah. He's drive out here with his wife.
Yeah. Well, this RV, that's what they've been through. The first time they drove their RV across the country, we're so digressing, but whatever. They went to Colorado and they got weed.
Of course they did.
Because it was legal. Mm-hmm. And he's got a son who's about 40 who has Down syndrome. You remember Darren?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Darren couldn't understand why his dad and his stepmom were laughing so much. Mm-hmm. Daddy, why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? So yeah, it's pretty funny. When they were in Colorado, they got high. And then, and Darren was like, what's going on? I don't understand, Daddy. Why are you laughing?
Because life is funny, honey.
Right? Exactly. So I'll never forget that. I thought that was the funniest. It was like cute, because they were just like enjoying themselves. And Darren's like, why are you laughing, Daddy?
It would be kind of hard to explain too.
Yeah, exactly. He couldn't get it, and he's not super high functioning,
Mm-hmm.
like he can't, like some people can get a job and stuff. He can't quite do that, but sweet person though. Wonderful.
Yep.
But that's a neighbor. So,
mm-hmm.
But I know all my neighbors because I have a Jerry. So you just need a Jerry.
Hire him out.
Was there any other suggestions off the Facebook page?
Yeah. Somebody said that they have a struggle as well with that. They've been, they have new neighbors coming soon that have been remodeling for years. Like, how's that? Huh. We know they have 3 kids, so we're really hoping we can all be friends. But again, we do not know with that without being really forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so they said to bring over a pack of Capri Suns and say something like, welcome back to the neighborhood. Let's be friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then some people said that they lost their cat and that's how they got to know their neighbors because they went around.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That was hysterical.
Yeah. And I don't like cats.
Like, I don't like cats. So
they
like, I don't work for dogs too.
But then my dog's like 14-year-old geriatric dog that doesn't do anything. So I don't know.
Didn't somebody say you could say you lost your kid?
Yeah.
And then I almost responded like, well, then you look like
CPS will be on me.
Exactly. Excuse me, Mom. I heard you lost your kid.
Yes, he's 2. It's fine.
Oh, okay. I get it now.
He knows his way home.
A 2-year-old.
He knows his way home. We put
him
a bell
out the window. Yeah. I threw him out the window and he got lost.
When he gets hungry, he'll be back. Yeah. So if you have any suggestions, please reach out to us at I Can't Mom Today podcast on Facebook, or I Can't Mom Today podcast at gmail.com, or I Can't Mom Today podcast on Instagram, or
on YouTube.
Yeah, girl.
Yay. And all of our episodes are on YouTube as well. So you can listen to them if you're, because I have a few people who are like, I never listened to podcasts. So how do I get it? I'm like, well, you can go on YouTube and that's easy. If you don't have like iTunes or whatever.
What's really easy is that if you have an iPhone, literally there's a podcast app that comes on your phone.
True. Yes. That's how I figured it out. Easy. Isn't that sad? Yeah.
When we started a podcast, you're like, I've never listened to one. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'm a little older than you are. So us
not
old
by
people.
Much. We're going to be in the same decade soon.
Oh, that's right.
Which is like 30, guys.
Well, yeah.
In my mind.
Well, I guess until next time.
Yeah. Hit us up. Bye.
Bye.